Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am here to connect with you. Seriously though, I am. It's my first time doing this, my first video. I can't explain to you guys how long this has took me. It's been planted in my mind for a few years to kind of create some content to put my whole life in film to where I can go back and look at how far I've came artistically. I am an oil painter, and the reason being for me creating this YouTube channel is for you guys to get some insight, some visualization of what I do as an artist and how many times I fuck up, how many times I come back harder every time I mess up something. You know, materials I use, things that I've tested out, materials I really didn't like, a whole bunch of things that artists get in charcoal and oil paint and acrylic paint and graphite pencils and all types of things. But recently, or I should say, mostly I've been using oils. I've tried to get into the acrylic thing, but it doesn't. I don't like acrylic at all. I just can't do the acrylic thing. It doesn't blend the way I want it to blend. Although there is a lot of artists out there that use acrylic and they're like phenomenal at it, and I definitely envy those people. But you know, oils have always been my thing, and I think it's always been my thing because it's what I started with in the beginning. I haven't been painting for long. I would say maybe about 3 or 4 years, and I kind of want to dim that down a bit because I've taken so many breaks in between time of painting. I mean, sometimes I would stop for a year or two and then I would go back in it. So I think tops, I want to say a year or two. But technically it's been about 5 years I've been using oils, and being a self-taught artist has been rough, maybe a little, because you never know which way to go. You never know what's the right thing to do. You never know, am I doing this right? Am I applying this right? Is there another color I have to use? Also, when it comes to getting tones right has always been the hardest thing for me, and I'm still working on that. But yeah, I just want to welcome you guys to my channel. My artist name is Creativmind, Creativmind. Apparently there's an E missing out of that, but that's what makes it unique. I just wanted to start this out, see where it takes me and where it goes. I'm a lover of art, I'm a lover of music, and I just want to deal with you guys and, see where it takes me. But this very first video, I will be explaining or showing you how I apply resin to one of my paintings. All right, it's a 30 by 48 size painting, and resin is very interesting to work with. I love it. Like, it's almost a cheat code to varnishes and protecting your painting. I feel like as long as you have that, you are good to go. Like, you don't have to worry about dust and dirt and fingerprints and smudges, and I mean, I love it. Okay, this would be my second time working with it. It is very dangerous, you want to be very cautious with it because inhaling it can do a lot of harm. No, I've heard of a guy that has had cancer, developed cancer from it, not using the proper materials. So you want to make sure that you have all the equipment you need in order to use resin. Okay, and I'm going to describe or show you guys the materials that I've bought. Most of them are local, some of them I've ordered from Amazon, and I just want to get into it. So here we got the Urtex Light. I don't know if you can see that, but I purchased this from Michael's. It was local. I didn't have art resin. I wish I did. I wish there was more stores out here that sold it. I needed it quickly, and I used this the very first time, and I liked it. You know, I loved it. So I bought me another box. This is a 32 ounce, so you have one 16-ounce bottle, and you have another 16-ounce bottle. And one of them is hardener, and the other one is simply resin. Depending on how big your piece is, depends on the size you need. Not that I had to learn that the hard way, but my measurements were a little off the first time. But I think I got it right this time around, definitely. I love the turnout, and I will definitely show you guys a video, a little snippet, a picture of what it looked like the first time as we go along with the video. The second item I have are mouthpieces. You want to make sure you wear these because, like I said, you don't want to inhale any of that toxic stuff inside of your system. You know, granted, the first time you will most likely be okay, but you fall in love with it like I do and you plan on using it more and more, you want to make sure you have the right stuff to put on your face because it can be very dangerous and toxic to your body, and you don't want to get sick, you know. And I'm glad I've learned that the second time around. It didn't take me almost 15 years to get cancer and be like, damn, I should have used this. So if you plan on using resin, or you actually are sick right now watching this video, not that that's funny, but make sure you use these. And we have our mixing cups. Now these I got from my job. So those are, you know, didn't have to order those. But this I've ordered. It is a TCP mixing cup, and it has all your ounces in it. You want to make sure you have the right measurements, okay? I'm going to say this again. You want to make sure you have the right measurements. Because if you have more hardener than resin, it's not going to mix well. It's not going to cure well. You're gonna have probably bubbles everywhere. You're gonna have soft spots everywhere. You do not want that. You want equal parts from each bottle. So make sure you have equal parts in each bottle. All right, and these are big enough. Definitely big enough. And we have about these wooden sticks. Now, I can't say that I'm going to be a fan of these because they're really small, and I personally think the mixing cups is way bigger than these wooden sticks. I don't even know how far I'm gonna get with these. I might just use what I used before. But yeah, they're small, literally. They're really small, so. And then, as you can see, but I'm gonna try it. feel like it's going to be a fail, but I'm going to try it. But yeah, you're gonna use this and stir it up for about 3 minutes. 3 minutes. And then once you get it, also what I learned that is very important, when you are allowing your resin to dry, your house, wherever you place it, wherever you're doing it, you want to make sure the temp is from 72 degrees to 75 degrees. Nowhere higher. Well, I mean, higher would probably be better, but you don't want it too hot. And you definitely don't want it too cold. If you want it to dry properly in time, you want to make sure you're in between those. Even this, you want to make sure that this is stored in a place where the temp is a certain degree. Okay, and because it starts getting cloudy, and I wouldn't know how that would turn out because I did good the first time around, but I've heard things, and you know, you want to be safe, you want to do things the right way the first time, so I'm just letting you know. Make sure you got a good temp going on in your house. I always thought that when you're doing resin, like the garage would be the perfect place, but not in the wintertime. Obviously not in the wintertime because it's gonna be cold. It's not like your garage is heated unless you have some type of basement that you can apply it at, but my garage is definitely not heated. It is very cold, okay, shivering. So I just apply it in the house. If you have to, open some windows, you know, make sure everything is ventilated so you can breathe. You don't want to breathe that stuff in. I'm letting you know this, okay? It's very important that you don't breathe that stuff in. And I bought this, okay? Almost looks like a dustpan, but it's not a dustpan. It is a scraper that some use for like putty on walls and drywall, you know? And I thought this would be very essential to what I'm doing as far as spreading the resin across my canvas and making sure I get all areas and everything's flat, no bubbles. What you also want to make sure you have, which I don't have on me right now, downstairs somewhere, is a heat gun. Make sure you have a heat gun. It's similar to a torch, but I think it's more manageable. It'll be a little more convenient. You know, you just want to make sure that once you apply the resin and you've spread it evenly, you're going to see bubbles. You are going to see bubbles, so you want to make sure you use the heat gun and just go around the canvas and make sure you air out all those bubbles with the heat gun. And you don't want to go too close because then you'll see burn spots. You'll see areas that are thinner than the other ones. You know, you want to be maybe a foot away from the canvas. And you don't want to stay in one spot. You just want to, you know, circle around, wave it a little bit, just keep going. That's something I learned the first time. I definitely had some burn spots. You know, it dried beautifully, but me as the artist, I knew where the burn spots were. Other people didn't notice. Some people didn't care because they was like, oh, this piece is just so phenomenal, forget that. And it hurt me because I was like, this could have been so much better if I would have just been patient. But what had happened with that was I had a 5 foot by 6 canvas and I did not have enough. I don't even want to say I didn't have enough resin. I don't know what happened. I just poured all of it on there and it just, I thought I poured all of it on there and I didn't. It was actually still like maybe this much left in the bottles. And I'm surprised that it even dried the way it did, which was great. But I didn't pour all of it. And yet if I would have poured all of it, I would have had enough to spread onto my canvas. And that was a mistake that I made. So you want to make sure that you are paying attention to detail. You're not rushing, you know, really making sure that you've emptied out the whole container. The whole container, you know, you don't want an ounce left or anything like that. Yet if I, like I said, if I would have poured everything on there, I would have spread it evenly and I wouldn't have to worry about burn spots. But what I was trying to do was get the hot gun to spread it for me, because at one point it was just so sticky that I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to spread this over this thin part of the canvas. So now that I know what not to do, I am way more confident this time around. I will explain the piece that I will be painting, well, not painting over, but putting resin over, which I'm very excited about. This is my favorite piece that I painted. All oil paints. The other half of it is acrylic and is a painting of Basquiat. I've studied Basquiat for quite some time. He's been my favorite original artist for a very long time. Even his story, you know, if you don't know Basquiat, you may want to look him up. There's some biographies out about him, some documentaries, and he's very important to the art world, or for me. And he's very unique, you know, and just watching him do what he does is, or was amazing. But yeah, I created a piece, and it's called Fear Basquiat, and we have half of his face that represents him, and the other half is a bit of hyperrealism where I get into detail of who he really is. And I'm going to start a project with it where I do something of Andy Warhol and Keith Haring, and I cannot wait. Can't wait to share it with you guys. But yes, so you just want to make sure, and if what I'm saying doesn't resonate with you or you forget, all the instructions is in the box. It's this paper, long paper that you can read that tells you basically the same thing that I've just stated. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is apply this resin, and I will show you how I do that. And yeah, so if you want to see how I do that and how it turns out, keep watching. Alright, so this is Basquiat, guys. The title of him is Fear Basquiat, and this is my favorite oil painting piece / acrylic piece that I've ever done. This is my baby. Like, I don't think I'm gonna ever let him go, but I know soon I will have to. Just trying to get every angle for you guys so you can see the piece that I am applying resin to. Alright, so right here, I'm getting ready to show you guys my layout that I do before applying resin. So I gathered about 4 garbage bags, and I'm just going to neatly spread them out on each side of the canvas. Every side of the canvas has a garbage bag about the same length, and I just kind of cut the size of them to make them easier to spread out. And I'm sorry guys if this video is a little too long. I've tried speeding it up for you guys as much as I can, while also getting the important steps in. have my 4 plastic cups here, and I'm going to apply them to each corner of the canvas. These are kind of like my bootleg stand. So this gives them some height to lift it off of the ground. So we're going to put a cup on each corner to kind of level it. You kind of want to start diagonally, so it won't be too uneven or wobbly while you're doing this. Okay. This is a little close-up of how they look underneath. Just a little stand to get it off of the floor so that when your resin drips off the edges, you have a placement for it. Alright, so here's the face mask, right, that you will need. You don't want to inhale any of this toxic stuff, so make sure you apply that on your face. Nice and tucked, ready to go. Here's our mixing cups. Okay, you have the hardener here. It's a 16-ounce bottle. And you also have your resin, a 16-ounce bottle. Now for this piece, I will be using both full bottles. And do not forget your gloves. Please wear gloves. Resin gets on your hands, it's just messy, takes forever to wash out. A tip, if you get it anywhere, you can use acetone or rubbing alcohol and it will lift right up. That's if it drips on any surface, but you want to make sure you get it before it dries. And here's my wooden sticks that I bought from Amazon. And the heat gun that I was mentioning is right here by Wagner. It's about $33 on Amazon. You can order it from them. It's a cool heat gun. It has a placement where it stands up in order for it to cool off, which is how I'm sitting it right now. And we're going to start this mixing process. I sped the video up a little bit because it was about an hour long and I just couldn't take it myself. Last thing you want to do is bore your viewers, so I had to. So here we are, placing it in the mixing cup, and we're emptying every bit of it into here. Make sure you get everything out of the bottle. Shake, squeeze, whatever you have to do. And it's crazy, it's like never ending. It just keeps dripping. The thing about this is it's very, you have to do it in a timely manner because you don't want it to start curing, or, I think you have at least a good 10 to 15 minutes to mix all this stuff together, and it's bad enough you have to mix each part for about 3 minutes. So here I am mixing away best as I can, and we're going to mix our hardener in a separate one. Now, I guess sometimes you can mix resin and hardener together and just mix it, but the specific instructions for the Veritex is they want you to mix the resin separately, mix the hardener separately, and then put them all in the same cup and mix them again. So that is what you see that I'm doing here. Now usually I would use art resin, but I needed something local, something quick, so I purchased these at Michael's. It was about a $35 kit, and I had a 50% off coupon, so I got it pretty good. Here we are mixing them both together now. Scraping the sides. Oh my god. Guys, I'm gonna let you know this right now. This wooden stick is freaking horrible. You definitely need a bigger one. I mean, it was hard to mix, hard to stir, because it was literally like all the way in there. And I'm getting it on my gloves, I'm getting it all over, and it was just a mess. Definitely need something longer than this wooden thing. So honestly, I wouldn't even recommend it. I was trying it out because somebody else recommended it, and it seemed like it was enough for them, but it is not enough for me. I need something longer, because it was like my wooden stick was just sinking in the entire time. Alright, so I'm removing my gloves, and I'm most definitely applying new ones. Alright, so here I am pouring it all over and spreading the green spatula looking thingy that is specifically made for drywall, but I felt like it was wide enough, big enough, and we got the job done. So here I am. I sped it up a little bit, and I'm just applying all over, smoothing each area out as much as I can. Some people pour it right in the middle, which is what I did, but I don't know. I think you should just pour it all over, honestly. I feel like it gives you more room to spread things out. It's almost as if every time I use resin, I never have enough. I don't know if I just need it to pour all over or what, but this spreading thing was getting a bit boring. I literally went over this board at least 40 times, and I was just like, Jesus Christ. I'd rather just go all over the floor. But spread, guys. Make sure everything's even. You want even coats. You don't want nothing thinner on this side. You don't want soft spots on this side. Make sure everything's glossy. And please keep your face mask on. Alright, so as you can see here, I am just getting the edges. We don't want no hard drip spots. So I'm just flattening them out on each side of the canvas smoothly. Even coats, guys. And I'm bringing out my heat gun. I'm going to go ahead and get all these air bubbles out the best way we can. Remember, you don't want to apply it too close because you don't want any burn spots. You don't want it to start burning a hole in your canvas. You also don't want to put the heat gun too hot, which is kind of a hypocritical thing to say because I have it on the highest level of heat. But that's just my preference. I know how far to be and how close to get, so and I'm just going over it as much as I can, making sure I can get every bubble I can possibly can out. forehead. Next time I know to get an extension cord, because that was frustrating. Alright, and here I am smoothing out more edges and kind of cleaning up a bit. Make sure everything's nice and easy and neat. So and that was my little tutorial of how I apply resin onto this masterpiece right here. Sorry, you only see half of it. But I'm sorry that it was so long. Try to make it as short as possible, try to speed it up a little bit, but also get in every detail that I possibly can. Please like, subscribe, share, whatever your heart desires. Comment below. Tell me what you would like to know more. Tell me what else would you like to see. I'm very down to record it for you. Soon I will have some more tutorials of how to do things. Maybe some more things about how I paint, actually, instead of just doing art resin. If you want to, if you can please comment and follow me on Instagram at CreativMind. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And you'll be expecting more from me soon.